pledge allegiance. We all please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes from January 21. I did have one change that I would like you to consider. On page 3, appointments to boards and commissions. Excuse me. Kathy Richards made a motion to appoint Chris Marino and Bill Flood, and we should insert the words as alternates to the Airline Trail Committee. And it was seconded by Ryan. So with that change, are there any other changes or errors or omissions? There being none, is there a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Yes, so moved.
Moved by Fred, seconded by Carl. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Now tonight, as you see, we have 4 of us, so every motion has to have 4 votes in order to pass by the charter. Our members cannot be here tonight due to other commitments. They 4 had told me they couldn't be here tonight. They said their regrets. Agenda. I would also like you to consider some changes to our agenda tonight. In light of the fact that I had been told ahead of time that we would have, excuse me, only 4 of us here, I'm suggesting some changes. Let me just get the changes. Give a copy to the recording secretary.
You want mine, Susan?
Well, let me read off what I have, and then if I miss one, let me know.
Okay.
Let's try that. Under number 5, the auditor is not here tonight. We would like them to come when all 7 of us are here, so they are not coming tonight. Under number 7, the resolution appointment of the auditor for public accounts will not occur tonight, but instead, we have a resolution that is Brownstone Avenue Phase 4, steep grant, HGAC 5, interlocal contract. Is that what it says on there, Sharon?
The resolution here says DOT, Master Municipal Agreement
Oh,
of
okay.
Rights of Way Project.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess I better.
I've already got it in.
Okay,
for that,
thank
so.
you, Sharon. Okay, so number 7 is the DOT Master Municipal Agreement for Rights of Way projects. We had a motion to this effect last time, and the DOT is rejecting the resolution because it said I'm for selectwoman, and they wanted to say selectman. Otherwise, we have to redo the whole agreement, so I said we will simply make that language change. So that's what that is. And then,
Quickie,
number 8 remains. Number 9, we're going to add Brownstone Avenue Phase 4 steep grant update, et cetera, and add N, J, P, A, cooperative purchasing agreement. And N as in national, J as in joint, P as in purchasing, A as in alliance, cooperative purchasing agreement. 10 remains the same, 11 remains the same, and then I'm adding number 12. I have an item on the Veterans Committee that I wanted you to consider. They want more members and a renewal of the membership to that group. And the rest would be numbered in accordance. 12 becomes 13, 13 becomes 14, and so on. With those those changes?
The changes in, from last month, will that be in the appointments report? So we're going to address that for the alternates?
No, because the minutes were incorrect. Your motion was correct. It's just that the minutes was missing those two words.
Okay, so we're done with that.
So we're finished with that.
Okay,
Thank you. Okay, so with that, is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any extensions? Motion carries. I have no communications tonight. So we'll go to number 6, public comment. Public comment? The next item is the resolution for the Department of Transportation Master Municipal Agreement for Rights of Way projects. And as I had indicated, I don't think Michelle put the actual resolution in here, but it's simply an amendment that we would repeat what we had, and that is that it would be changed to Selectman instead of Selectman.
Move adoption of the resolution.
Is there any questions on it? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fred.
Who seconded?
Fred.
It's just the same we had already approved.
It's the same resolution
Yeah.
that we approved
Yeah.
last time, Sharon, so you would have that in there, except where it says identifies me as first selectman, it has to say first selectman. Because that's the way they wrote up the template. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Motion carries. The next item is the Plan of Conservation and Development, General Transfer and Capital and Non-Recurring Supplemental Appropriation. I'll read this. Whereas the purpose of a plan of conservation and development is to improve and maintain the overall quality of life in Portland, promote economic growth and prosperity, preserve and promote the character of Portland, and whereas the state of Connecticut requires that the town's plan of conservation and development be updated every 10 years in order to keep it a working document and for the town to remain eligible for many state grants, and whereas the town's POCD, Plan of Conservation and Development, was last updated in 2006, therefore an updated plan will be required in 2016, and whereas on August 6, 2014, the Board of Selectmen voted to take $14,000 from the contingency account and add it to the Planning Department Plan Consultant, line item 01040000310002, and whereas there was already $6,000 in the Plan Consultant line item, thus increasing the total amount available to $20,000, and whereas the town had agreed to engage Planometrics, a consulting firm, to assist in the update and reformatting of the Plan of Conservation and Development, and whereas the work will span 2 fiscal years, 2014-15, which is the current one, and 2015-16, which is next year. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby approves the transfer of $20,000 from the Planning Department Plan Consultant line item, ending 31002, to the transfer out capital non-recurring town line item ending in 90012, and be it further resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby approves additional estimated revenues of $20,000 to the transfer in general fund town line item ending in 00501, with a supplemental appropriation of $20,000 to the Building Planning Department's Plan of Conservation and Development, line item ending in 89020. Now, should you pass this, you need to take this to a special town meeting. And the reason for that is in the charter, anytime you make a change within your capital plan, and that's what this is, you must bring it to a special town meeting.
Susan, I'm just, the second part of that, What exactly are we doing? I understand the 14 going in with the 6 already.
Right.
I don't understand what the second part is.
Okay, you, the board, moved money from contingency to the planning department. If we, as we indicated, want to have this cover 2 years, if you leave it in the planning department on June 30th, when only a portion of the work is done, the money cannot be used anymore by law. It is no longer, it lapses. So in order to prevent that, because our intention is to complete a project, we are moving that money. So in order to move it, you have to put it into the transfer out account, which is in the general fund. And when it's in that transfer out, it's going to the transfer in, which is in the capital account. And then we are, is it appropriating it then to
So
the
you
plan
increase-
consultant?
Yep, so you're increasing your estimated revenue at that point, and then your supplemental appropriated, the $20,000 to be spent out of the Fund B. So that's the main piece was pretty much you have money in the 01, you had it in multiple places, you moved it into one place. You wanna move it now because it's a capital item, because it's a bigger document, it's gonna last a long time. So your intent is you're gonna make that a capital item, therefore, you're moving it from the general fund to Fund 8, so therefore that becomes the estimated revenue increase.
Gotcha.
Then at that point, the charter says you gotta go any over $1,000, when you go over that, you gotta have the special town meeting. So therefore, that's what you're having, so you're going up $20,000 in that line item, because the line item, although it was in there in the capital plan, it was not funded, it was funded, in the next year allegedly, but those are just numbers.
So whenever you move money like that, you have to notify the town, and they have the right to pass it at a special town meeting.
So-
It's their decision.
So this $20,000 is being moved around according to I don't know how we have to do it. You're not asking for 20 plus another 20.
No.
This is just the 20 and how we have to move it back and forth.
It's the appropriate accounting.
To put it in the right count. So
It's
it's not.
really an accounting.
It's not 20 and then later another 20, it's only one 20.
And it allows you to cross the fiscal year, because
Right,
it is a
okay.
document that will be, it's a 10-year document.
Okay.
It's a costly
That's good.
endeavor.
So it's just 120,000, not 20
That's
plus
correct.
another 20. Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I was just wondering, the people doing the work.
That-
Yeah, how do we?
You passed that.
How we do it? I just want to make sure.
Yes, we did. They interviewed 3 firms, they being, let's see, the planning and zoning, 2 of the commissioners, Deanna and I, met and reviewed 3 applicants and decided on Fundamentals, which is the company that did the work on 2005-06. And because they did the work already, they have the template, did a good job, now they'll be updated. Should be good. We'll talk more about, how we manage that going forward. Maybe set aside a little bit of money every year to review this plan, so that it's not once every 10 years, but rather every year as it goes. So is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or, no, everybody said yes. Now, you need to put this to a special town meeting. So it can be, I would suggest you do it perhaps the first meeting in March. I think that, we see the date. Meeting in March will be March 4th, and would you like that at 7:15?
So it's good.
7 or 7:15?
No, 7:15, this isn't gonna take. very long.
7:15.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see.
Yeah.
So Ryan, do you wanna,
Gotta get that calcium.
do you wanna, make a motion that we have a special town meeting on this topic at 7:15 on March 4th here in the Mary Program? second?
I'll second.
Carl seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Good. Check that. Now, the next item is the Brownstone Avenue Phase 4 steep grant update. And we have two items, HGAC buy or local contract with cooperative purchasing and NJPA cooperative purchasing agreement. This project is going very well. We have a group of volunteers from the Brownstone Quorum, and we also have some staff, and we have been reviewing this grant, which is to improve the riverfront park. And specifically, we will be putting in a new driveway into the park. We will be putting in a cover for the stage, and we will be putting in running water for bathrooms, and also improving the storage room that is in the pavilion. That room had never been completed, and there'll be running water there as well. As part of this project, we did approve a contract with Nathan Jacobson after a competitive request for proposals, and Jacobson came in as the successful planner for this project, engineer, I should say. And we've been working with Joe Dillon from Nathan Jacobson Associates, and he has presented to us information about the kind of bathrooms that can be used. They're typically used in parks, they're concrete buildings, and there's the potential for putting in another storage area too, to the bathroom. So there'll be two, men's and women's, with handicapped ability for each of the bathrooms, and then a storage area. We've also been meeting with him as far as buying and installing a cover to the stage, which will improve the shielding of any water or rain that may happen, and also improve the sound for the concerts. Acoustics will be better. And in researching this, we found that there's the opportunity. I'm not saying that we're definitely going to buy through one of these cooperative purchasing agents, but there's possibility. And in order for us to do this, I wanted you, number one, to be aware of what we're doing. But these interlocal contracts, these interstate cooperative purchasing agreements mean that we don't have to do the competitive bidding, for example, for the stage cover. They have already done this. Many towns in Connecticut do this, and in fact, I had a listing of some of the towns that already utilize one of these companies. The HGAC, which is Houston Galveston Alliance Cooperative Buy, and some of the users in Connecticut already are Bolton, Danbury, Groton, Norwich, East Hartford, Derby, Manchester, Barkhamsted, East Hampton, East Hartford, Enfield, Glastonbury, Camden, Killingly, Manchester, Mansfield, Middlebury, New Fairfield, Terryville, Simsbury, Somers, Stratford, and so forth. So many, many towns utilize these bidded products that they probably don't buy that often, and by having a bigger cooperative do the competitive bidding and awarding on, I think it's on an annual basis or a biannual basis, it will be for 2 years. Time will fill us in if I forget. It means that we don't have to go through that competitive purchasing ourselves because they've already done it. There's no cost to joining this group. We are asked to have your approval to do this, and the other company is the National Joint Purchasing Alliance. And where is that out of town?
It looked like Minnesota.
Minnesota. And also many cities and towns, and in fact, I think our Board of Education used one of their bids a few years ago. So this is in an effort to streamline work and to save some money in terms of bidding and get good products. So in particular, they have many recreational products. A lot of equipment that you would use in playgrounds or equipment that you would use in parks. And because they're a big entity, they are able to get good prices. And we don't have to hire someone to write bid specs, and then write bid specs, advertise, and then review a product that really, while we have some knowledge, we certainly don't have the kind of knowledge that these bigger property purchasing groups have for reviewing these bids. So that's why we're asking your permission to join this HGAC guy and also the
What's the difference between the two?
They're two different. Is there anything in
There's
particular?
probably a bit more or less, there's the things that go out to bid.
Okay.
You know, so this guy might have paper and this guy might have, you know, park stuff or, you know.
Okay. I mean, I like the sound of it. I'm wondering if we can apply these to other things in the future, aside from, you know.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Also have the other part coming up.
Well,
Yeah.
as you know, we have we also use the Easy IQC program, which has been, I think, very helpful to us for some projects. Other projects we don't choose to do it. Some projects we'll do local bids, and that works out very well. But for certain projects, it really has been advantageous to us. For example, the bathrooms in this building were redone for handicapped accessibility in the Easy IQC program, which is run by CROG. They do that thing, which is Capital Region Council of Governments, should use the acronyms, Capital Region. And we belong to that purchasing cooperative as well. I hope that as time goes on, our river council of governments that we belong to will do similar things. But they're still in their infancy as far as programming. But that is a real advantage to regionalizing or cooperatively purchasing. You get the power of many bids and hopefully good prices and high quality, because they're vetted by experts that do this for the living. If you want to know more about it, they are on web, and I have some information.
If any grants we get to do work down at the park or new park coming up, that we can use this program with the grant money.
It's something we will be talking with the state of Connecticut, because they provide us with a lot of grants.
Yeah, but those
Making
grants-
certain that they will allow this.
That's why I want to make sure that.
Yes, Tom has already said we need to make certain, and we will, that the state of Connecticut will allow us to utilize their money,
Right.
the money
This
from the
program.
state, in this fashion. The
Okay.
Easy IQC program has been approved for various projects.
We've used US Communities. Similar, US Communities is a similar type of a venue. CREC is a similar type of venue. And then we'll also use state DAS purchasing, which is their own body. And that's very, very helpful. So there's multiple venues that you do with the HA, the one out of Houston, Galveston, they were just requiring the approval, where the other couple don't necessarily require it, but it's just so you know that we're all trying to save money and using the things the best way we can.
And we'll keep you apprised. I'm going to be having a committee meeting of the steep Brownstone Avenue 4, coming up next week. So it's Friday at noon. If you happen to be available, welcome to come, or ask me how it goes. I know most of you are working. Welcome to. All right, so any more questions on this or comments?
No, I agree, I think that's a good idea. You save a few dollars just on the noticing requirements.
And also, we don't purchase stage covers very often. So to have a bigger entity that does this, and they can write the bid specifications and then review them with perhaps a lot more knowledge than we have available, makes a lot of sense. So is there a motion motion to approve this, milestone evidence-based for Steve Randall Day, HGAC five?
As long as the grant money, any kind of grant monies or so forth can be applied to this program, I would.
Well, the other thing, Carl, is you have to remember, we don't purchase only with state grants.
No, I'm just saying this.
We will definitely check that out.
Make sure.
Yes, good thought. Absolutely, I agree. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And the same would be for the National Joint Purchasing Alliance. I'm still getting that acronym. It's basically the same resolution, except it's usually using the National Joint Powers Alliance, which is the company that is headquartered in Minnesota.
Are they, we're talking about down the Brownstone, down the river, where the stage is kind of down in that.
Absolutely, yes.
So in that whole, like, that area.
Yes.
With the bed Brownstone high in the back, so that they would have the cover there in case facing towards the river. That'd be nice. Also, probably, mitigate some people who might not want to hear the music or their noise, you know, but.
Right.
With that
Right, it
cover,
doesn't-
it'll be blowing it out down the river.
Right,
or
more
towards-
focused, yeah. Many parks, these are becoming, Tom was talking with this purchasing council, and they said they're becoming very popular, in many of the parks throughout the country, because people like being outside,
Yeah.
and they're very effective for noise control as well as
They-
quality.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this week, they ordered the Oak Gale, for how many years they've been
I know.
and they have the neighbors not complaining about the noise and so forth. So I think that'd be good with, mitigate our,
Good point.
our neighbors in there.
Right. And I hope everybody comes
It
to
would
the
look
concerts
really
this
nice
summer.
too.
If it's in, stay tuned, I don't know whether it'll be built by then.
No, yeah.
The snow melts.
Yeah, yeah. So is there a motion to approve the National Joint?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is the proposed water and sewer rate changes. We did have a very good public hearing recently, and unfortunately, as I said earlier, we don't have a full complement of selectmen. I would like us to have a full 7 before we actually pass changes.
I agree.
But I would like to open it up for some discussion. I did have Michelle copy for us the call of the meeting. And maybe the selectmen would like to have some discussion on this topic. I'll open it up.
Yeah, I think we probably should. My thought was that I think that it was a good hearing, and I think people have made some very valid points about the increases and the way they weigh more heavily on some people than perhaps is fair. I thought the usage rate, I myself tend to leave alone. That's the 437 per cubic foot, and concentrate on maybe some of the flat meter charges. And then figure out how that shortfall is going to be. That's,
If we leave the usage alone, I mean, the flat rate, from what I got a sense from the meeting, was the flat rate seems to be, one of the problems now, because, the lower end users who typically don't use a lot are now,
Right.
being impacted the most by the flat rate fee.
Right.
So, I don't know if I want to limit, ourselves from, I don't want to take away potentially raising the usage rate, because, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to
Well-
get the money from somewhere.
let me clarify, probably didn't make myself clear. When I said the flat meter charge, as far as the usage rate, it was from 345 to 437, right? I'm saying leave that alone.
Yeah, but.
Okay, but now okay, go ahead.
No, I know I know, but if we just leave that alone, and we also lower the flat rate fee, we're back to square one as far as losing money and running the revenue. So I guess that's my concern with taking that off the table right away. Because from from what I got a sense from the meeting, it's not so much, people seem to understand that, you know, we do have a problem right now with our water and sewer, and we have to do something, but we can't put the heaviest burden on the lower end users. We need to be able to spread it out evenly. And so, I don't know, to me, water usage is pretty much one of the easier ways, you know, to spread out that cost. So that's why I'm concerned with that.
So what you're saying is you'd like to leave that alone in your mind right now as a possible item to increase, decrease?
Yeah, I think that what I got from the meeting was that our flat rate was too much. It's too much of a jump. I mean,
Right.
we haven't raised it since 1996, so it definitely needs to go up, but doesn't need to go up as significantly as it is. I think it's kind of just a shock for people who are used to paying one rate for, well, how long is that? Almost 20 years. And then one day they get a bill that's, it's over 100% increase, you know? So I think that's part of the problem, is that fixed rate was too much. And so if we're going to lower that fixed rate, we have to get the money from somewhere else.
Go ahead, Carl.
I don't know, I've been looking at this, you know, listening to the, you know, when we had our meeting. And we just have to be even to the board, one way or another. So we tweak it one way or another, and we can try to figure out the best way of doing it, you know? But it's gonna hurt, but it's gotta be done. I just don't understand how we're gonna do it, you know? And you know, and I'm thinking about these water rates and so forth, and they were really, I didn't think they were like really a lot more, you know, considering what you're getting, you know, we're talking, you know, $50, $60 a quarter. And you think of that rate increase, and then we think of our regular tax increases that they're gonna have to absorb also. You know, every time, this, you know, 2-3% of them, maybe we can afford that and so forth, it's gonna go up. Everything's going up. We can't steal from the water and sewer to offset our regular operating ones too. I know it's not, you know, together. I know it's separate, but it's not feeling it that from the public.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some suggestions, and I think that, in terms of how it's implemented is something we need to talk about. Whether or not with that flat rate charge, you can get a little more, I don't know whether that would encompass more service, because the flat rate goes up in terms of the amount of water, the base amount of water, just one suggestion that's come to me. I don't know if our billing software would accommodate something like that. That's something that we're researching. If, you know, the flat rate increase guarantees us the increase in revenue, which we have not frankly realized for many, many years. So the conundrum is you want to have a viable water and sewer system, and you have to by law, by the way these entities are set up. So you have to be fair, but we also have to realize that it is a wonderful service that we have. Having public water and having public sewer is very important. We have to make sure that we maintain it. How you do this, whether you look at, another person had suggested looking at how much everybody pays. It's probably sort of a bell curve. You know, there's very low users, then there's the average number of people and the average amount of water they use, and then there's the high-end users. I had a call from a high-end user. He has a business in town that uses a lot of water. And he has put in many water-saving devices over the years. And he said it has helped, and it's a capital investment that he felt was valuable. He's gonna come and speak with us next meeting. And he said, for volume users, is there any discount that you can do? Is there a way that I can continue to have a viable business, but be able to continue? If the rates go up too high, then he'll have to go out of business, and we lose another water customer. That's counterintuitive. So depending on how you raise these rates, affects different users. The very low-end users, one way, and the very high-end users, another way. The other comment that I've received, and I think it's very valuable, that is, those customers who haven't paid.
Yes.
We have many
That was my
customers
comment,
Yeah,
as soon as you finish.
yeah, that was
who
my
have
next
not
one, too.
paid. And Tom and I were revisiting the list, and we had a dated list, so we knew how long these customers hadn't paid. And some of the very low-end users don't pay. And while they don't have a large bill on a quarterly basis, it's a long time. It could be 4
It's cumulative,
quarters, it
so
could
long,
be 8
yeah.
quarters, whatever it is. And how do we deal with that?
Well,
Have
how
a
do-
process.
How do we have 8 quarters of not paying water and we haven't shut their water off?
But it's so, let me tell you, it is so low, the amount of money is very low. They may owe you $300.
But the outstanding, the length though, I mean, you know, if you look at your aged receivables and you're
Yeah.
looking at that, I mean, that's some really outstanding amounts. I mean,
Well, that's not a lot of
No,
money.
no, and then time, and
Time.
time, and I feel that we need to maybe devote some attention to not just the amounts, but also the length of
Yes.
that
I
outstanding.
think it sends
Agreed.
a message also
Agreed.
to everybody, because you gotta
Agreed.
pay your water bill, we need the water, it's not, we need the money, the capital run our water thing.
Well, I think that,
Like, we had people at the meeting saying it wasn't fair to them that they're paying on time, monthly, all the time, and they got a slacker who's not paying at all.
It's not.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Even the amount, I know what you're saying, the amount of money is not that great, but it's still time. You don't pay your water bill.
But the
you
amount of
gotta
money
keep
was,
it.
what is it? I heard it was over $200,000,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
That's-
that's for water and sewer.
That's-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sizable.
That's,
So let's go get
People-
our money.
Well, and we visit that list every time the bills come out, and the notices do go out to the customers, and the shut-off notices do go out to the customers. I will tell you that in the winter, we do not shut off water. It's just not something we do. In the dead of winter, like this week, we're not doing it this week. But the rest of the year.
Do electric companies do that? I'm just
No.
wondering.
Yeah.
So we get our list ready come spring,
But
they pay.
let me also say that while it sounds easy to say to somebody, we're gonna shut your water off, you have to duly notice them, which we do. And as I mentioned at the public hearing, that due notice, does result in people paying. So that can be effective. For rentals, we do not do that. And rather, depending on the time of the year, again, we don't do it at holiday time, we don't do it in the dead of winter, but we do go through the tax sale process. And the list has been identified as to which accounts will go to Pullman and Conley, which handles the tax sales. It's a serious situation.
What's the list, how much is the list?
The whole list.
The whole list goes to that?
No, the whole list is reviewed for how collections are made.
So then, yeah, so how much are they?
I mean, some people owe $2, some people owe 50 cents, some
Yeah,
people
how much are we
overpay.
going, I guess, how much are we going after, I guess, from these people?
Usually don't give that out.
Was that?
Don't give that out.
Don't give out what?
I'm sorry, Ray.
Don't give out the thresholds, we're not gonna give out the scope of what we're
Oh.
going after.
No, I meant the
That's not his
combined,
question.
the total amount. No,
I don't know that yet.
you don't know that yet. So the list isn't ready yet, or is?
We don't have a total for you tonight, we can
Okay.
certainly get
I'm
that
ju-
for
I'm
you.
just curious, just
Yep.
as far as how much how much collections we're sending to these people, that's all.
Yeah, and they assist us with that review,
Mhm.
and we have, as you may recall, we have done this twice before, and this will be the third time. process. And it reminds me of what we talked about a few minutes ago. Anything we do as a municipality has to be duly processed. If it isn't, then you're back to square one. So we do everything in accordance with the law of Connecticut, as well as the rules that you, the Board of Selectmen, have adopted for the water regulations. So you don't, we have to be in accordance with that. I just want to emphasize that. As a municipality, we have different rules that we must follow, and we do. There's assistance that we get in terms of the tax sales, because they are a very legally complicated process that is very effective. And I think the most effective thing is for people to pay their bills. That's the most effective.
When we go to that street where we have to do that, say.
Which?
To a tax sale. Say, I'll just use numbers, just say he owes $1,000 for water. Now, we have to add on legal fees and so forth. Does that get put on to the bill, or do we absorb, or do we absorb the cost of collection?
It goes to the customer.
No, cost to collect.
Cost.
For the legal fees and all that, does that get added onto the $1,000 bill?
Just looking at Tom to make sure I'm saying it correctly. The cost associated with the process goes to the customer. Is that correct, Tim?
So it gets added into the.
It's a very
So what, have
expensive.
legal fees, the way the process works.
Tom, could you use a microphone, please? Thank you.
Like it. Yeah, all right. So the way the process works is that we go in, we create the list via taxation, via water, via sewer, some of their combination. And the list goes out to the attorney. At that point, he has and knows what's out there. He'll go after those amounts, any auction fees, any legal fees, any lien fees, those are all paid to Pullman and Comley. What we get back is the monies that are ours, the interest, the penalties, any of that. So the people pay Pullman and Comley. We don't pay. The money goes to Pullman and Comley. He collects the money. He turns around and gives us the money and tells us how to apply it. So he tells you by year, by item, by type, by service. So that's how that all works. So that's the, the excellence of the tax sale. That's why we've implemented that. The other thing you got to realize is on all water and sewer, they're liened. So every property's liened. So if the guy goes to sell the house, we're gonna get our money, and we're getting 18% interest. So we continue to do that. We send out demands often. We send out renewals often. We do of the different purposes of scoping and then also analyzing lengths of time. Did a large analysis in August. Many things got issued from that. Others were held up as time went on, as we got closer to the November, December range, and the weather started turning, because it's a process whereby you send these shut-off letters. You got to give them time to come in. Sometimes what they do is they'll make an arrangement with you. Then they may pay for a little while, then they fail, then you got to shut them off again. So there's all these components. The other thing that we've done, and it brings in quite a bit of money with the tax collector, is if we analyze and determine the person has a mortgage company, we'll tell the mortgage company who is delinquent and who has a lien on their property. That's brought in numerous thousands of dollars on that. So, I got to sit there and say that we do a strict job of collection on these items. Like we said, I've identified them and talked about that on some of these items that are small in nature. It's got to be, the board's got to want to tell me to sell a house for $1,500. I mean, you guys got to want to tell me to go that low. That's not been our philosophy. We've been in the, on the tax sale side. I think we've been maybe like $10,005, and you haven't paid in 3 years or 2 years. So I mean, when we tax sale, it's a significant number. And then there's a combo. So you may have a combo of water, sewer, property, all that kind of stuff gets rolled in. But so you're going after that. Obviously, you don't want to obviously burden your taxpayers to extreme, because the cost of the attorneys are not cheap. That process is not cheap for them, as well as it's not, you know, something you wanna sell all your, you know, tax residents their houses, you know? But that's why we try to go through the process step by step. And like you say, sometimes what we do is we identify by a scope of a dollar value. And so that, therefore, you may miss some of those little guys. The last time I went and I looked by age. And so I went, okay, age and this. And so I would identify how it would go. And then the collector department would go and they'd send out demands. And then they put it in columns, demand, shut off. It would either be that or it'd be demand to tax sale. We got to the point, like I said, in November. Adam, who's our tax sale attorney, he does not like to start that process in the holidays. He just thinks it's not the right thing to do. So we don't go to him in November, December. So sometimes in January, you know, January is a big collection month. So you want to give your tax department a big collection. Because maybe the guy's going to come in and make the hit, or the woman, or whomever. So you give them that through that. So now we're at that point, we're through that component. The collector is balancing for the month of January. You know, now she's tweaking up those numbers, and that's where I can start getting those out to the, you know, to Attorney Cohen, and we can start the process. And like I say, some people, you get the letter from them. Sometimes they pay. I mean, you don't go a lot of times to sales. Most of the time, it's when unfortunately someone's passed on, or there's a property that they don't want and no one wants. So we've had a few very good tax sales endeavors, but I mean it's a hard process. You don't really want to take your taxpayers' homes. You would prefer to have everybody be able to pay accordingly, or pay according to our payment plans. And we do have numerous people on payment plans. So you may see a number out there, and it may be a $6,000 or $7,000 number, and they're paying according to the payment plan. You know, and it's, you know, we've been trying to get that where it's a better payment plan where you get, you know, make a difference. But I mean, it's also water and sewer. It's people's lives to drink, and so we, you know.
On our payment plan,
Mhm.
when you do a payment
Mhm.
plan, how much time do you amortize over for them to come even?
It's you know, it's a judgment call.
Also,
It's
are you charging interest on all that?
oh, everything gets interest. Yeah, 18%.
It is such a burden.
I know that.
For
Lien.
people who owe taxes, owe water and sewer
Right.
bills, that it is really very onerous.
That's why it's hard for people to become current, because they may, you know, some people only come with X amount of money. They'll pay on the X amount of money, but you know, you get 18% on top of it, and usage, and lien fees. They keep coming. So, you know, we try to do our best with that, but
That's why they should get behind.
But remember,
Well-
we're not talking about, if I could, because I have to say this, you're not just talking about bills, you're talking about people. And there are occasions that truly people have very much a burden in their life. And it's a period of time that they cannot pay. And they come in and they make arrangements to make, but remember, you're not talking about just a piece of paper. In some cases, there are true hardships that people have.
Yeah, I'm not talking about.
But the problem is.
But Carl.
I know there are hardships, and those are being dealt with, and I understand.
And our
that.
customers, I have to say this too, our customers are very good, and many of the customers come in and they work with us to make
Good.
good on their debt. And I don't think we say that enough, and I think that's important to say, to state it. So I just did.
And I agree, and I think that part of, you know, a town of compassion and hard circumstances, you know, of course needs to be factored in, but you also need to think that all the people that pay their bills on time are impacted, and those are good people too. And, you know, it's not just the
Yes.
people that.
And
you
the
know, part-timers.
penalty for not paying, Ryan, is a lien fee and 18% interest on everything that you owe, including, Tom, it's including the interest, right? Compounded.
Yes.
I mean, there is a penalty, a severe penalty for not paying
It's like being a
taxes.
hard credit card, you know, it's very
And
hard.
fees, it's worse than fees.
And I'm talking, I don't wanna sound like Simon Green, but I'm not talking about even the individuals, I'm talking about some of the, as I understood from our meeting and talking to some of these people, we're talking about some of the people that have investment properties and landowners who are collecting rents, which the water was kind of put into the rent, that's our money that should be paid back. Those are the ones that I feel a lot, I'm not talking about the poor lady who, or poor family that has hardship, I'm talking about people that have properties that are income generating, that they have the money, and they should be paid.
And as Tom.
Those are the ones who-
As Tom, our finance director, just explained.
Yes, I understand.
We are, and
Good.
we do
Good.
proceed appropriately.
Good.
I
Thank
think
you,
that's a
Tom.
good explanation.
Yeah, no, thank you, yeah.
Going along with that, is there any optimism to squeeze more money out of the 200 with the renewed effort that's going on? I know Tom has been at this a while, but now that we're taking a look at it again.
But remember, the dollars that we receive
Right.
that are owed to us would be
One-time shot.
one-time revenue that will help mitigate the accumulated deficit. But the budget that you will pass in May has to be balanced. And that's the annual payments that are due. So while you're collecting past dues, that will help to mitigate deficits. But going forward, let's say it's a $200, you have to take in $200 to pay for the bills. If you get an influx of, say, $400, that helps to reduce the deficit that you have accumulated. But you still have to have your ongoing revenue, as you know, for the annual budget. And that's where we have run into difficulty, is that revenue has not been realized as we had predicated or predicted.
Which is hence the big increase in the fixed rates to guarantee is that number. How many fire hydrants, I was wondering how much money was generated by the 200 per hydrant?
I think we had estimated about $50,000.
Yeah, that's what you have here, 50,000.
Should we, I don't know, increase that, decrease fixed?
That means taxes.
It's a shift over to the town, but.
The big thing is the base, the main, people are saying that they're getting hurt on the bottom. That's your main user group. I mean, they're saying that they're not, I mean, that is your population. If you were to look